What up?
Hello, hello.
Hello there.
You are tuned in to the White Sound Studios radio show.
Now with added clean microphone sound.
This is Benson, and you're listening to the White Sound Studio podcast.
A whole smorgasbord of things.
Smorgasbord, that's right. That's our vibe, yeah.
We pull it off week to week.
So, welcome back to the White Sound Studios podcast. This is the second installment of the all-new, revamped, reworked, re-everything podcast. As usual, we're sitting with some local artists, having a laugh and getting some information out of them. Welcome, Benson.
Oh wait, thanks, man. Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
If you don't know Benson, he is the Liquid King. That's liquid drum and bass. I've certainly thrown some tacky down to a couple of your sets before.
I play liquid drum and bass. Been a longest playing drum and bass DJ in South Africa, I guess. But I've been playing for quite a while, so that's
You started out at 206?
Yeah, back in 1997, which was very good. Part of the Next Step crew. We played the Tuesdays at 206 in Orange Grove, and then it's been quite a wild ride since then.
So this is actually you back in for the second time. We had some technical difficulties on the first recording. So we're going to shoot the shit again. So you're a DJ and you live in Witbank, yeah?
Yeah, strangely enough.
Not a very good life choice, is it?
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange one there. I moved to Witbank fairly recently because of work and all that. So yeah, being a DJ is my passion. I actually do have a full-time day job, which is quite weird. But I'm a healthcare consultant of all things. So that's what I do for work. So that's why I live in Witbank. But I come to Joburg every weekend because there's no way I'll spend a weekend in Witbank.
Okay, I thought it was just getting maybe a little bit too easy for you. You thought, let me go live in Witbank. At least that's going to make everything a bit more difficult.
Yeah, a little bit of a challenge, you know.
There's not too many drum and bass gigs out there in Witbank, is there?
No. A lot of socky gigs, if you like socky, but otherwise, not much else. It's a fairly interesting city, though. It's very good, but I don't know. I don't think there's much of a nightlife there.
Do you think there's some room for influence? Do we see some long arm liquid drum and bass coming out from you in the next
that could be interesting, yeah. It's definitely something to look into. Maybe get some kind of Afrikaans rapping onto the drum and bass tunes. For sure.
Cool. So, yes, as we mentioned, Benson's been on the scene for a very long time. I actually wanted to bring some props around to make you feel a bit more comfortable from, the olden days of rave. Some white gloves.
Yeah. Maybe one of those headbands, like the Lumo green headbands.
Lumo green headbands, dummy in your mouth.
Rave whistle.
And a car guard jacket.
Yes, exactly. High-vis jacket. Just to be like controlling traffic.
Yeah, well, I was hoping you were going to go watch my car. I'm not quite sure how that became a thing. Last time I was trying to impress the chicks, I left my car guard jacket at home.
Yeah, normally the in thing now is to hang it at the back of your seat so that you look like an official of sorts.
Oh, all right.
So that's the in
official
thing.
Car guard on an off day.
Yeah, kind of vibe.
Busting a move. We discussed last time a little bit about that you are getting into production.
Yes. So something I'm working on. There's a lot of things that are coming that's going to happen. So all I can say at this stage is just watch this space. There's a lot of exciting developments happening. I'm learning a lot, and I think there's something good that's in the works.
Awesome. Are you going to keep it liquid, or is it going elsewhere?
All sorts. Okay. There's a liquid track I'm working on now, which is going to be a very good track, I think. But my plan is to work on all ranges of music, not just drum and bass even.
Nice.
And break into other forms of music.
Awesome. So where did you sort of learn your skills in production?
Funny enough, it's mainly just really playing around more than anything.
Yeah.
And I've been playing around a lot with Fruity Loops, learning from a lot of different people. And I'm working with someone who's got the technical acumen to put put things together. I just tell him what it must sound like. So
Nice, nice.
I'm hoping to also develop my skills at the same time as well.
Awesome. Yeah. I guess you will, as you sort of watch things pan out. You'll learn as you go. Plus, I
Yeah.
mean, you've been doing this for so long, it kind of will just sort of make sense.
Yeah, I think it's like
naturally.
a natural progression.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
supposed to, it kind of feels comfortable to do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And how are you finding Fruity Loops? Is it?
I like the way it's developed. I mean, I used to play Fruit Loops way back when it was still very rustic. It felt like playing with a bit of a toy. But now it's a very formidable production tool. So, and I'm getting to learn a lot of different things about it. I'm loving it. But a lot of people keep saying Ableton is probably better, but I don't know. I'm loving Fruit Loops at this stage.
Cool. Yeah, I guess you got to just use what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
I saw you last time playing around with the 808 that we've got here. Have you used hardware? Would you consider using hardware, doing something live maybe?
I'd love to get into that actually, because I mean that I love the hardware because especially with DJing, I'm very hands-on. Like I don't like the whole using programs and all of that.
All right, do you use CDJs?
Yeah. CDJs mainly now.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean turntables were, I could say, probably the best times of our lives when we used to mix on turntables.
Yeah, it had that feel.
Because it's a real, like you feel like you're really doing work. You DJ,
Yeah.
you're not just pushing buttons. But with production, I really would like to get into using gear. Like that 808 looks beautiful as well.
Yeah, it's a fantastic
It's like a nice
machine,
little toy.
yeah.
You press little buttons and get things working. And also, hands-on is always best. Always like.
So, well, anyways, if you're looking for a production partner, I was hoping we could team up.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Production duo Benson and Hedges,
There we go.
because our product's killer.
Exactly. And we'll smoke the competition.
Awesome. You've got any gigs coming up? You're doing some festivals?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of festivals, which is a lot of fun. Played Crater, which is traditionally a psytrance festival, but there was a drum and bass and techno stage, and it's nice to be playing outdoors. But also, I find that a lot of the psytrance folk quite like the change that drum and bass brings. Instead of the monotony of psytrance.
Yeah, it's almost like the complete opposite beat to.
Yeah. So it kind of gives them a bit of a break from the stomping. But the next gig I'm playing is actually Mieliepop, which...
Oh, okay, it's tonight. Today.
It started yesterday, so it runs right through the long weekend.
Okay, you going through there tonight?
No, I'm going through tomorrow.
Okay.
Because we're only playing on Monday, the Science Frikshun stage. Okay. So we're driving through tomorrow. But it's at a beautiful place. It's just miles away. That's the only thing, though. It's like
Is it at
there.
the normal venue or is it a new one?
It's that normal venue.
They got the rave cave. And,
Yeah. And we're playing in the rave cave.
Okay, yeah,
I'm very excited about it.
it's a sick little dance floor that.
Yeah, it's a huge cave though as well. Because when people first told me about it, I thought, it's maybe a small little hole in the wall, but it's actually a massive cave.
Yeah, it's really.
And you keep looking up, thinking, maybe this thing's gonna fall.
I'm pretty sure that thing's gonna fall down one time. It looks so.
Yeah, it doesn't look very stable, but
No.
surprisingly enough, it really is. It's weird.
Yeah, well, then we're sticking bass bins next to the rocks. Hope it's not shaking anything loose.
And luckily, all the other stages, I mean, Toy and them are playing tomorrow night, and there's another crew that's playing tonight, so they'll test it out. If it do fall, hopefully it doesn't happen up until the whole. Who knows? No, but we need every raver we can. So.
Cool. And so, I mean, the drum and bass at the psytrance festivals is sort of a new thing.
Yeah, it's becoming quite a nice symbiotic thing. Before we used to joke and think the drum and bass stage was like the weird stepchild that everyone's embarrassed about. So, always giving the smallest stage in the like furthest corner. But I think since the advent of Twilight, where a drum and bass crew like Science Frikshun and Psyology, which is a psytrance crew, and Techno crew work together to create a festival, and that's what Twilight became. And I think from then, drum and bass taking the similar stage as techno and psytrance, people kind of saw that it is something that works very well.
Yeah.
And it gives people a holistic musical experience. Like you go to a festival, and I've been to a pure trance festival, I don't last more than 2 hours. After that, I'm just tired. I just want to go home because it's just the same thing over and over. Yes, a lot of trans people will probably kill me for this. It's different. It's not the same, but it is actually.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than going to a trance festival and if you do get some sleep, waking up in the morning and it like after a while it starts getting very it's almost like Chinese water torture.
Yeah. Like galloping horses all the time. Like, why don't they stop at some point? But I mean, look, it's the one thing I like about Psytrance festivals though is the people. Like it's most amazing people. Like and the feeling that people have, that community vibe, and they'll drive for miles to go to to a festival and just be with people and just chill. So I mean, that's why I've enjoyed playing the festivals, and I'm getting a lot more sets and festivals now, which is quite nice.
Awesome. And I personally find drum and bass is the best music to go out and squeak some tacky to. Do you like Psytrance?
You know what? I've always thought I wouldn't. I mean, I never really liked Psytrance at all, but until I was a creator, actually, surprisingly enough. And on the Sunday, I played in the morning, and then the whole of the afternoon, there was a DJ. I can't remember his name now. One of the internationals playing on the main stage, and the Psytrance he played was I quite enjoyed because it was varied, and it had a lot of breaks, a lot of build-ups. So I liked the whole drama in the music.
Yeah.
So I suppose there is that kind of Psytrance that I like. But the main reason why I love drum and bass really is because there isn't a prescribed way you can dance to it. It's one of those music forms that you just dance.
Yeah,
you let the music speak to your body. You don't there's no specific way that you must move and no uniform way.
So tell me, how have you sort of done this for so long and not become sort of too aware of the patterns within, like drum and bass or electronic music and sort of get fed up with it? I feel like an old man, like, this all sounds the same.
No, I know what you mean. I think for me, I've been lucky in that I went into drum and bass as a form of dance music, and drum and bass is continuously evolving. So it is, a lot of people would think drum and bass sounds all the same because they're only exposed to a small portion or type of drum and bass. But there's so many different forms and versions of drum and bass. Yeah. And liquid drum and bass in particular has a lot of different influences. There's jazzy liquid, which is jazz step. There's atmospheric liquid, which is more orchestral and a lot of drama. Sounds like movie soundtracks. And there's kind of hip-hop influenced liquid. There's R&B influenced liquid. So there's so much variety in the music that I still feel like I haven't discovered all the forms, even though I've been playing for so long. But and I love it. It's one of those music forms that I just fell in love with from the word go, and that's it. I've just kind of given my life to it, so to speak.
What do you make of the sort of grime MC rappers rapping over drum and bass? Yeah. Do you like it? Do you think it's something to be done, or are you like me where you think it's fucking retarded?
Yeah, it's a very contentious topic, that, because I've always, there's very few good MCs. I've always hated MCs because they've never really, until I heard a good MC, someone who lets the music speak, as opposed to trying to outdo the music.
Yeah.
So, and it's a delicate balance of letting the track speak and letting the track drop and letting people enjoy the music, and then kind of toasting over the music just to enhance the music as opposed to talk over it. But yeah, you do get MCs that just I call it like a runaway train that just literally, no matter what you do, no matter what changes in the music, they're still going on and running on and on and on.
Yeah.
And many a times I've just turned them down. You're like, but is the mic not working? No, you gotta shut up sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, in the techno scene, there's a similar thing with percussionists.
Yeah.
Some, as you say, just relentlessly play over the top. Whether the song, you can't even tell. And the worst thing I hate about the emceeing over drum and bass and the percussion over techno is that when people are doing it, there's obviously a limiter on the sound system.
Yeah.
And that percussion or that MC is the vocals or the percussion is pushing the music into the background, and for
then pushing
music
their thing
that's
forward, yeah.
you know, called drum and bass, it really seems sort of counterproductive. you know?
Yeah, and it's you know, it's people who don't have the understanding of music, of their music, and they're trying to do something on it, but they don't actually understand their music itself.
Yeah.
You know, hip hop is very MC based. Yeah, if you're an MC hip hop, yes, you've got to MC a lot.
Yes.
But in drum and bass, it's completely different. And I would imagine it's the same with techno. Like if it was a ethnic drum track where everyone's doing percussion, yes, you can bang on that drum, no problem.
Sure.
But now there's techno play, you've got to listen to the music and work with it.
So if going back to our Lang Arm drum and bass, I was thinking if maybe we could do some Afrikaans infused drum and bass. We can call it bass and drum.
No, for sure. Drum and bass. And, you know, do some Afrikaans singing. I keep thinking of that lady, Juanita Duplessis. You know, have a little vocals on top of the thing. That'd be awesome. Like a Los Lapi remix.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with drum and bass. It kind of makes anything seem gangster and badass. What do you see sort of, you know, for yourself in the future over the next year? Is there plans to go overseas? Collaborations?
Yeah, you know what? I would love to get more into production, and also obviously I'd definitely love to go overseas. The country I'd really love to go to is Czech Republic. There's a very massive party they call Let It Roll. It's like a massive festival. It's done it's got like 7 different stages in one building, and that's exactly where I'd love to play or to be. You know, with the drum and bass community internationally. But yeah, definitely, I would love to hopefully have released something by the end of the year, and hopefully get picked up by one of the overseas labels.
All right. Where would you say the best drum and bass is coming out of?
Still England, I would say. Still London, definitely. That's because that's the birthplace of drum and bass, and that continues to fuel drum and bass. There's a lot of different crews coming out of different countries as well. There's a guy from Estonia who's doing some really, really good drum and bass, but the heart of drum and bass really is still London or England, actually, because there's a big Bristol crew as well.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to, you know, because a lot of drum and bass producers in South Africa. So, I mean, Counter-Strike are probably the most successful drum and bass producers in South Africa. And now they live, I know one of the guys, Animal Chin, lives in Prague, and the other guy lives in London now. So, and they literally only produce drum and bass, and then that literally got them very far. Yeah. And they've released the most singles or out of anyone I know. So I'm hoping to follow that kind of vibe.
All right. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but it seems like quite a lot of the youngsters are sort of into drum and bass these days, where it really wasn't as sort of widespread, you know, a couple of years back.
Yeah, that's one of the exciting things. I mean, I'm quite happy with that. That there's a lot of young guys and girls coming into drum and bass, and not just coming in to listen to it, and they really are passionate. They're playing, they're sending us mixes, they're trying to get into the scene and play, and which is good. A lot of new crews coming up. I mean, Church is one crew. I played the party last night. There's Influence, which is also young guys that Krusty and what used to be Adam, who's now in London, and a lot of nice new crews coming in that will take the music forward, because obviously us Palis, I'm almost, like I said, sometimes I wake up in the morning thinking maybe I'm too old for this, but we need young guys who will have a different take on it, different, and also push it further. Yeah, and it adds flavor, it also adds, it will keep it healthy. I think it'll keep it, how can I say it guarantees the longevity of the scene. That's it. Then it will. I know that it will grow.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not as old as Goldie, so so you still got time.
Thank goodness.
I'm not sure what he's going to do now that Fabric's closed.
Phew, yeah, see. That was one of I think the saddest things that happened. Because it was an iconic club.
How would you say the electronic scene has changed here?
I think it's grown quite a lot. I mean, now there's different types of electronic scene. So you now get the how do I say, the EDM or commercial electronic scene, which
is more like pop, actually.
Yeah, it's basically people thinking it's cool. They're listening to electronic music.
If you can't handle electronic music but don't want to be left out, EDM.
That's the way to go. It's a safest bet. And it's there's that side of it, but then there's still the underground side of it, which is the true techno, the psytrance, drum and bass. And what I love about the underground side is that it's people literally come out for the music. They don't go out for anything else except we're going there to listen to music and enjoy ourselves. I find in the pop sort of stroke commercial EDM scene, people go out for other reasons. I suppose the music is black bad
most of the time. I mean, I get the sense a lot of the time after there's an ultra or something like that, people are more excited to post their pictures of them at ultra on Monday more than actually going
more
to
than
ultra.
having been to ultra. Yeah, that's true. The biggest excitement is, oh, look at me, I'm at the stage, I'm at this. And when they were at ultra, you don't hear anything from them. They're not as excited, except they just can't wait to show everyone they were there. Which is, I don't know, for me it's sad. It's like electronic music, I think, came about. It's a lot like what jazz was back in the 20s, where it was a revolution. Everyone was listening to this stiff upper lip kind of prim and proper classical music, and then jazz artists came up with this whole flow vibe. And it was underground then, and people went to it because of the music, and they went to jazz clubs just to listen to the music.
Well thought out.
And that's what electronic music is now, in my opinion. And in a sense, that's probably why I love drum and bass and I love the underground sound. It's because that's what it is. It's music for music's sake.
Yes, yeah.
As opposed to creating music to appeal to impressionable 16-year-olds.
Yes.
Which is what, when they built the Spice Girls, that's what the idea was. Or any of the, boy bands that they built. And music should be for music's sake, not for commercial sake. But, it happens.
And besides, EDM kind of sounds like I'm listening to like early 90s. And it's strange for me because when I first got into electronic music, it's like 16 years old, ages ago, 16 years ago. And I was playing and listening to and that's hardstyle.
Yeah.
And, never in a million years I actually knew for a fact this stuff will never be on radio. It's not possible. Now all the EDM stuff has got like all those hardstyle elements and it's all over radio.
And it's all over everywhere.
I mean, I always thought of electronic music kind of like what the catwalk is to fashion, electronic music is to music,
Yeah.
It's like there's no other purpose for it other than going like, this is new. This is new.
Listen to this.
And you might not understand it now,
Yeah.
but it will find its way into sort of everything sooner or later.
And that's exactly what's happened, which is interesting.
I mean, all pop music's made on a computer now.
Yeah, and it all sounds very electronic. I mean, you listen to any... I'm subjected to radio in one of my clients because everyone listens to radio. And every track that's played, you can hear the electronic music influences of 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So now it's all pop and bubblegum, but I think it's the same with art. I reckon it's a similar kind of thing where now people get into this whole thing of like anyone that knows nothing about art will put pictures of the most horrible thing on on their walls,
and sooner or later someone cracks it lucky.
Yeah,
and they find something. Oh, that's real. That looks like it means this, and they're like, that's what it means. 200,000 rand. Yeah, I mean, I read this article ages ago in the local Rolling Stone. It was an article about, can't remember what the music's called, but it's some kind of music that comes out of New York, and it's all like very bit crushed, distorted. It sounds like someone didn't know what they were doing. Someone went, "Oh, this is cool," and like it somehow became a thing. But what the article is saying is that before a guy like Andy Warhol, the artist, art was a thing that you went and studied. Art was a thing that you had to have training to do and pursue, either training or raw talent. And then Andy Warhol came along and put like a can of beans on some paper, and from that moment on, art became this, well, everyone's an artist. That doodle you did on your notebook yesterday, that's art.
No, that's art. It's some kind of impressionist.
And, like as I mentioned earlier, someone's going to crack it lucky and sell their doodle for hundreds of thousands. And then everyone thinks they can do it because they can also doodle. The problem with that is that's kind of happening to music now at the moment, where, there is no standard, there is no benchmark. And I have a serious problem with it, but what it comes down to is, who am I to say it's mixed and mastered bad? Because they like it, and that's how it sounds.
And it's art, so that bit that is actually the wrong bit, that's what's making it or giving it character. That's what people would say. It's I suppose it's what's happening with society, though. I mean, if you look at photography, for instance, that's supposed to be something that's you study, but now everyone's a photographer. I mean, you look at anything on Instagram or anything like that, it's becoming, everything's getting watered down. But luckily, there's still kind of quality, and that's probably what the underground scene is about. It's like it's still kind of keeping some kind of quality control over it. To say, we can have whatever it is that you have out in the world, but we will still like this specific kind of music that's made purely for the art or for the goodness of the music. I guess. I'd like to think, there's still some kind of hope.
No, I mean, look, I don't think the sort of underground as a stronghold and as a sort of mediator and crowd control and benchmark and that sort of thing, it can never go away completely. The same with, a lot of like phones have just as good cameras as good cameras, you know. But that's still, even though I'll take pictures and call myself a photographer, there's still going to be the handful of people who are professional, make all the money, and even if their pictures aren't better than anyone else's, they're not about to give that up. They've already got that like sort of stronghold. There's still people selling pictures on canvases for hundreds of thousands of rand. Which is kind of ludicrous because you could just go print your own, you could actually find the image on
on any website
on Google and print it out. So thanks for joining us again, Benson.
No, totally awesome. Thank you so much, and thanks for the delicious Hunter's Dry, by the way. It's
delicious
absolutely
Hunter's
lovely,
Dry,
refreshing. Hunter's Dry, start something.
One time, nice. Thanks, bro.
No, thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed being
awesome. It's great to have you back. I actually deleted the last file just as an excuse to get you back through the door and drink some more liquor with you.
Nice. We can do it again sometime.
Yeah, we certainly will. Awesome. So that's round 2 of the revamped, reworked, everything Wired Sound Studios podcast. We've been hanging out with the Liquid King Benson. We'll catch you next week. Don't know who we're going to interview, but we'll see you then anyway. Bye.
Peace.
If you want to check out more, go to www.wiredsoundstudios.co.za and you can check out more in the studio, the radio show.